In this Retro Game Mage review, I don't need an MP meter to cast Thunder, or Bolt I should say rather. It's Paladin's Quest for the SNES. Published by Asmik Corporation in Japan in 1992, and by Enix in North America in 1993, this RPG really made its name on one defining mechanic in that it differed from all other RPGs at the time by using the player's hit point meter rather than a magic point meter to cast spells. The plot of this game is simple. The main character, Chesney, who, on a dare, activates an ancient machine, accidentally releases a great evil into the world. It is then his task to stop this great evil. Not the greatest plot out there, but it's an adventure starter nonetheless. Right away, one of the first things that really stood out to me was the color palette used in this game. It's just a pastel explosion. The overworld map, the towns, and the battle backgrounds all had amazing color schemes, making the otherworldly setting really come to life. Another thing I really liked about the look of Paladin's Quest was the character animations when walking around the overworld. It had this earthbound kind of feel to it, the way they all walked in a straight line and extended their leg out when moving around from left to right. But outside of those few things, I found that Paladin's Quest was pretty consistent in staying similar to other games of the era in the RPG genre. You can really see that most of the inspiration is drawn from Dragon Quest, in that you have a turn-based first-person view battle system, random encounters, and multiple party members who acquire experience points to gain levels and better attributes. The game differs, however, in the fact that there is no form of MP for the characters as I mentioned a moment ago. Instead, characters cast spells by spending their own HP. You'd think that this would greatly change things, but it really doesn't affect gameplay too much, since I found that you can either use magic to deal big damage at the cost of a bit of your health, or you can use weapons to deal less damage, causing you to take more hits from enemies, ultimately resulting in the same amount of HP lost. The healing system in Paladin's Quest is also rather unusual. In many other RPGs, it is possible to buy many cheap healing potions and use them in battle, after battle, whenever. This option is not available in Paladin's Quest. Rather than buying potions, characters can carry a bottle in their one and only item slot if you choose. Bottles can hold up to 9 sips of potion, which can only be refilled in towns. So once you head out into a dungeon, you have to plan out your usage of this resource very cautiously if you're to be successful in this game. Grinding is a big deal, just like in most RPGs of this era. Ever heard that saying about crossing bridges in RPGs? Well, don't cross bridges in this game until you've at least saved your progress. Older gamers may expect this, but entering a new area only to get your face smashed in and lose a bunch of progress is the type of old school punishment that I've heard turns a lot of younger gamers off to titles like this one. So just be ready to grind a lot. The game has a pretty cool mercenary recruiting aspect, which I honestly wasn't expecting. It really adds a bit of flavor to your game when you're able to change up your party and customize it to be how you see fit. These characters don't really add anything to the story, however, and pretty much just act as random additions to your party, but it's still neat regardless. Only thing I did not like about the mercs was the fact that they could not be edited. Although the player controls a merc's actions in battle, the player cannot change their equipment or spells, and this can be annoying as some of them lack healing bottles, making them unable to do any healing in battle. New, stronger mercenaries can be hired on as the player progresses, and all can be rehired by returning to the place you first met. Now, the music in this game I felt was really a shortcoming. All of it was pretty much just short loops, and they were often repeated throughout the game. All towns had the same music, the overworld theme never changed, and the random battle theme got old quickly. I think there may have honestly been no more than 8 to 10 tracks in this game total, which doesn't hold a candle to other RPGs on this system at the very same point in time. Final Fantasy IV had what, a 3-disc OST? Maybe I've just been spoiled by the works of Uematsu, Mitsuda, Sugiyama, and the like, but that doesn't account for what went wrong here. The composer to this game was Kohei Tanaka, a well-known anime composer. He composed for One Piece, Gundam, Desert Punk, Dragon Ball, and he even worked on the soundtrack for Pokemon the Movie 2000. So, I'm not sure what went wrong here. Maybe they just wanted a big name on their RPG but didn't have the money, so Tanaka wrote it on his lunch break or something? I don't know. Item names were often abbreviated and made no sense. Maybe this was due to limitations in the programming, but either way, it required using an online guide just to know what the items were, since you were given no descriptions. You never wanted to spend big money on something without knowing what it was, or maybe using an item you found in a dungeon without knowing its worth. I mean, how am I supposed to know that an item called a full door is used to escape to a dungeon's entrance? But between the subpar music, the terrible localization, and the bland, unimaginative story, I can't really say I enjoyed this game. The things it tried were neat to check out, not having a magic meter, hiring mercenaries, the adventure through a world clad in bright pastel colors. Even the battle menu layout was nice and made things easy and streamlined. It's just that what I look for in an RPG is for it to leave a real impression on me, and this one just didn't. If you're a lover of SNES era RPGs and haven't played this, I wouldn't be against you trying it out, but I don't think I'd recommend it either. Just go play Chrono Trigger or Earthbound or something. Your time will be better spent there.